Hello everyone, my name is Ren with a Pen, and welcome back to another tale from the Treacherous TTRPG Tavern. Today, we have a story from Reddit user BellaRose143, titled, What I Thought Was a Player, Trolling Was Them Being 100% Serious. I'm not good at coming up with titles for this. Also, this isn't like too bad of a story, but loved this sub and felt I'd try posting my experience. By the way, if people don't like the way I space out my typing, I'm sorry. I suck at reading, and this is just how I've learned to type things out in order to read them easier. I run a homebrew campaign in my own massive homebrew world. The players all get along and enjoy how much work I put into making maps and 3D tokens for, everything. Well, one of our players, Adam, one day decides his current character, a Hexblade Kalishtar named Atlas, is going to rob a bank in the capital city. The party has to beg him for literally 2 days of Discord messages to not do this, as the party had recently met the Queen and would be instantly recognizable and lose any good reputation they had. He agrees reluctantly, but when they get to the upscale tavern they were staying at, he notices a table of nobles and overhears one discuss his business. Realizing this man is rich, he tells me that he is going to rob this nobleman and open a casino and bank in the town the party calls home. Me, being the person who listens to almost all of these stories on YouTube through Crispy, Crit Crab, Drake, etc., I was like, hey, I'm not gonna railroad you into not doing something you want to try, but it'll be hard. So, we have a private text session where he goes and climbs up on top of a shop's roof. The shop was located about a football field away from the noble's mansion. He wants to use this to scout it out and glean information from it. During his second night of scouting, he's spotted by both some city guards and some Thieves Guild members protecting this noble that I never mentioned to the party. Obviously, the guards are the ones who yell it out at him and detain him. They ask him, what the are you doing up there? And that he will be charged with trespassing. Now, as we're all Americans, I assumed he knew that you cannot just climb onto buildings you don't own without trespassing. I mean, people get arrested on the news fairly commonly for doing exactly that on skyscrapers. So, as he's arguing with me, saying that he shouldn't be arrested since he did nothing wrong, he tried to cast a spell and escape. Now, I had planned for this and put anti-magic cuffs on him because think of how many times someone being arrested might just try and misty step away or whatever. This adds on another charge and earns him a week in prison. Eventually, he does get out and the party scolds him for being a dumbass and risking their group's reputation with the Queen. They go on a quest afterward in the city sewers, and this guy, who is not tanky or frontline at all, decides, screw the barbarian, I'm gonna lead this. Giant alligator Croc takes him to 4 HP, he had 38 max. After finishing it off and continuing on, still trying to lead the charge at 4 HP, nobody healed him and he never drank a potion, they get to a chest, Giant Mimic. Now the player RL knew about them and asked to make a perception roll, which I allowed. It was pretty low, and I said, it looks like a pretty standard chest. He goes to open it and instantly loses his 4 HP and drops unconscious. And then, as that mimic had a multi-attack, he lost 2 death saves, right then and there. Well, nobody healed him, and so when it came to his turn, he tried to IRL with his lucky dice. And we said we would need to watch through his Discord call's camera. And he said, okay, never mind, and rolled on D&D Beyond. He gets a 4. Well, as you all watch, as Atlas tries to lead the charge, he gets eaten by a mimic who swallows him up on his death and burps. The rest of the party decimate the mimic because they were all prepared for the CR3 that the giant mimic was. He starts a new character. This one lasts no time at all, so I'll spare you those details. But it was a blood hunter. After he gets interrogated into the party, his lawful good detective decides he is going to become a gunslinger. Okay, I can sell a pistol or maybe Matt Mercer's gun. No biggie. Well, he decides that I have to make him a gun that doesn't follow the raw, this vial of poison can be used to coat something 3 times, but that he should have a gun that he can get high teens amount of charges, as the potion is literally integrated into the gun, coating each bullet on exit. I tried negotiating and saying, well, how about it can do that, but only 3 times per vial, as the rules stated. No. Okay, well, then he sets his sights on building a nuke to, I suppose, nuke the capital city, where this entire story took place, and yet wasn't an artificer or even have tinkerer's tools. So I'm just sitting here like, no, sorry, that makes no sense, and I'm not going to let you nuke my city where my PC from another game lives as an NPC. Eventually, I asked him in DMs, hey, are you just trolling or what? I provided my reason for asking and examples of things that have happened, and he just left the campaign instantly after. No discussion, no explanation. Frankly, I was fine with it because it made me start hating playing, but at the same time he said he really enjoyed my games. So I'm not sure why he couldn't have just toned it down and acted a little better. Pretty sure that if he hadn't left, then this story would have made many more events. This is an interesting one, where it's a battle of how the DM sees the rules fit in their world and limiting creativity in a player. This player is a prime example of things that cannot and should not be done in campaigns, especially if they just make no sense to your character. Well, that was today's story from the Tavern of Treacherous TTRPG Tales. I'll see you tomorrow for the next one. Bye-bye.